The Sagittarius Full Moon is coming up on June 11th, and it's bringing some big realizations, the kind you just can't ignore. This is one of those moments that can shift how you see things, especially when it comes to your truth, your beliefs, and the kind of freedom you actually need right now. And in this video, I'll walk you through what this full moon might bring up for you based on your rising sign, and I'll also show you how to make the most of this transit based on the placement of your natal moon by sign and house, because this is how this full moon might land for you emotionally. And I'll also go over some tips and tricks based on your natal Jupiter placement, because this is going to show how this growth is going to happen in your personal case. And if you're new here and you're wondering, hey, why is she going over my moon and my Jupiter placement? I'm not complaining because it's more information, but why is she doing that? The answer to that is that any moon phase going on in the sky at any given moment is going to directly tie back to your natal moon placement. And so while the transiting might be happening in a different part of your chart, it's all going to connect back to that natal moon. And in terms of Jupiter, well, this full moon is going to be ruled by the sign of Sagittarius, and as you know, Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter. And so I typically like to go over the planet of the ruling sign of any new moon or full moon, just to give you a little bit more nuance into the energy that might be relevant. And in this case, it's going to be the energy relevant to how you expand, either internally, because you know moons are like an internal thing, or externally, depending on if you take action. And if you like deep and detailed forecast videos like this, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe, because it kind of just lets the algorithm know that this video is your jam. And so let's get into it. The themes of this full moon is going to be asking, what truth can you no longer ignore? What beliefs or stories are starting to feel a little bit too small for your narrative? And where are you craving more freedom in your life, even if it means stepping out of what's truly familiar with you? This energy is a little bit restless, but full of potential if used correctly. You might feel a surge of motivation to explore something new, speak a little bit more honestly, or take a step back and question the bigger picture. It's the kind of moon that reminds you that you're allowed to change your mind, to change your beliefs, and to go on a new path. You're allowed to outgrow what used to make sense to you. And so a little bit about what's going on in the sky at this time is that we do have Mars and Leo at the same time as this full moon, as well as Uranus and Taurus. And a big part of this mood will come from Mars and Leo, which is forming a trine, woohoo, to this full moon. And that adds a sense of like fire and boldness, because Mars and Leo is confident, it's expressive, and it's ready to act. So if something clicks into place for you during this full moon, you might actually feel ready to just do something about it. It's not just about insights at this time, it's about inspired action to just go for it. But there's also a little bit of tension in the background, because Mars will be squaring Uranus right after this full moon. Wah wah. So while you might feel like super ready to move forward or take a risk, there could be a little bit of curveballs that come for you. Maybe changes in your routine, unexpected shakeups in your values, or something that forces you to let go of what's stable in order to follow what feels true to you. And so in other words, this moon could inspire a breakthrough, but it might come with a little bit of a shakeup. It's very fast moving, freeing energy, but that doesn't mean it's always comfortable. I'm not here to just sprinkle everything with a little bit of sugar and tell you it's going to be okay. No, you got to work for it. And if you're curious on how this lands for you personally, check out the timestamps below. I'll guide you through the full moon by your rising sign with tips based on your moon and Jupiter placements to help you actually use this energy based on your personal blueprint, not just react to it or not just get a general little feedback. And so let's dive into it. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. For my Aries risings, you're naturally built to be a pioneer, someone who just jumps in and gets things going. And with Mars, your ruling planet, transiting Leo in your 5th house, you're probably feeling extra confident and ready to express yourself, especially with your creative ideas and what you're passionate about. This Sagittarius full moon is shining a light on your 9th house of learning and big ideas or expansion, whatever resonates. And so this mix is supercharging your go-getter spirit, guiding your your bold self-expression towards a journey to find deeper meaning. It's like your personal passions are suddenly tied to something much bigger, a more philosophical reason for being. And what this could feel like for you is a major moment that changes how you see the world, sparked by your own brave moves. On the inside, this is about a big shift in what you truly believe or your life's outlook, meaning you feel mentally and spiritually free. So one example on how this can play out is you might feel a strong pull to really dig deep into a complex idea or a spiritual path and then confidently share what you've learned to others. Another example on how this can play out is maybe you make a brave choice to go on some sort of trip or learning quest, whatever resonates for you, or maybe it's something to even learn about yourself. And this could suddenly lead to a clear understanding of your life's path, totally changing how you see things and what your purpose is. If you're a Taurus rising, you're all about feeling stable, knowing your values, and feeling secure. With Mars and Leo transiting your 4th house, you're confidently putting energy into your home or your family life or your innermost self. This Sagittarius Full Moon lights up your 8th house of shared money, transformation, other resources, where you could look for real truths within the hidden stuff of life. This harmony means that the confident effort you're putting into making your home life solid now easily helps you to tackle shared money matters or to dive deep into the emotional stuff, leading to a much clearer understanding. What this could feel like for you is a big breakthrough with shared resources or emotional healing that could bring a huge amount of clarity and freedom. Emotionally, this could be about letting go of deep-seated worries or feeling strong again in close relationships, leading to a hopeful sense of emotional freedom. A good example on how this can play out is maybe your confident actions to sort out family money or to talk directly about a joint investment could lead to a giant financial reshuffle, giving you more freedom and fitting into your long-term plans. But another example on how this can play out is maybe the stability you've built at home might give you the courage to try therapy or deep self-reflection, leading to a sudden, hopeful release of an old fear or a new freeing way to look at past tough experiences. If you're a Gemini rising, you're known for being great at talking, flexible, and always curious. And with Mars and Leo transiting your 3rd house, your daily chats or your local trips, and even just your neighborhood feel energetic and direct. This Sagittarius full moon finishes up in your 7th house of partnerships, where you look for balance and understanding by shared beliefs. This helpful connection with this transit boosts your confident way of talking, guiding it towards big discoveries and breakthroughs within your partnerships. It's all about finding shared beliefs, growing together, and feeling more honest and free in your closest bonds. What this could feel like for you is maybe there's important talks in your key partnerships, and these are reaching a peak, bringing a deep sense of truth and mutual freedom. And on the inside, this means understanding what you really need in relationships and feeling truly able to share your beliefs, leading to a stronger, more honest connection. And so a good example on how this can play out is maybe a passionate talk with a partner, whether it's friendship or romantic, about your future hopes could lead to a joint decision for a big project or like a joint pursuit that you can pursue together, making your lives bigger and better. Another example is you might bravely share a long-held belief with a close friend or a sibling or a loved one or a coworker, whatever resonates with you, leading to a deeper, more real connection built on respecting each other's views. For my Cancer risings, you're usually very caring, understanding, and often focused on the internal happenings within your life. With Mars and Leo transiting your 2nd house, you're confidently standing up for your financial needs and what you're truly worth. This Sagittarius full moon will light up your 6th house of daily routines, work, and health, where things come together and how you manage your everyday life. This connection smoothly links your money efforts into your daily life. The confident energy you put into building your resources right now will easily support good outcomes, within your work habits and your health routines, bringing you more professional freedom or a deeper sense of meaning. And so what this could feel like for you is a significant breakthrough in your work or your health that brings a truly freeing sense of purpose. And internally, this is about finding deeper satisfaction and meaning through your daily efforts, making your work feel more aligned with your bigger values. And so a good example on how this can play out is you're confidently negotiating for better pay at your work, and this could directly lead to a project that involves something that you're truly passionate about, resulting in a deep feeling of professional fit and making a true contribution to the world. But another more tamer example is maybe you make a brave choice to invest in a wellness program or invest your time into bettering yourself. That could lead to a freeing shift in your daily habits, bringing a deeper sense of physical and spiritual freedom. For my Leo risings, you're naturally charming, you're good at leading, even if you don't think you are. I'm a Leo rising too. We're good leaders even if we don't realize it. And we also have a desire to express ourselves creatively and to truly shine. And with Mars transiting the first house right now, you've got a strong burst of bold, confident energy driving everything you do. And so this Sagittarius full moon is going to be lighting up your fifth house of creativity and joy, where your passions reach their peak. Looking for open and real expression, this powerful mix makes your confident self-expression even stronger. Your direct actions easily flow into what brings you joy and creativity, leading to a deep sense of purpose and a clear understanding of what truly makes you happy. What this could feel like for you is a big moment in your creative projects, your love life, or even with children, if that's relevant. It's not relevant for everybody, trust me. Bringing a deeper, freeing, meaningful conclusion to something that doesn't really have one right now. And on the inside, this is about a powerful sense of being truly yourself and bravely showing off your unique creative vision, which brings huge personal joy for you. A good example on how this can play out is you might bravely launch an art project or start a creative business that boldly shares a deep personal belief that you have within yourself, gaining recognition and inspiring others through your genuine vision. But another example is maybe a grand romantic gesture or a big decision with children could lead to a shared adventure of learning or spiritual discovery, deepening your bond with a mutual search for meaning. For my Virgo risings, you're usually very analytical or practical and focused on helping others. And so with Mars and Leo transiting your 12th house, which is a private sort of house, if that makes sense, there might be a brave passion that stirs deep inside you, working behind the scenes. This Sagittarius full moon will wrap things up in your 4th house of home and family or innermost self, where your sense of belonging seeks freeing truths. This connection is going to smoothly link your inner world to sort of your home life, if that makes sense. That's what this Mars trine moon transit's going to do. And so the confident private steps you're taking in your spiritual journey naturally supports big breakthroughs in your home or your family life, or even dealing with your traumas, bringing a liberating truth or a broader perspective on your roots. And so what this could feel like for you is a deep clarity and solutions regarding family issues or emotional security. And these could often come from quiet reflection or brave inner work, or this could be what's happening right now. And so emotionally, this could be about uncovering old family patterns or hidden beliefs that free you to redefine home and find a deeper inner peace. And so one example on how this can play out is there might be some brave self-reflection, which might suddenly reveal an old family secret, leading to a freeing truth about your family history or a stronger sense of belonging. But another example on how this can play out is you might bravely decide to completely change what home means for you, perhaps moving somewhere that deeply resonates with your beliefs or creating a personal sanctuary. For my Libra risings, you're known for being diplomatic, charming, and focused on relationships. With Mars and Leo transiting your 11th house, your friendships, groups, and efforts to help others are filled with confident energy. This Sagittarius full moon finishes up in your 3rd house of communication and local connections, where your daily interactions seek freeing truths. This social and communicative connection means that the confident energy you bring to your friendships easily flows into breakthroughs in your daily conversations, highlighting shared ideas and mental freedom. And what this could look like for you is significant communication breakthroughs in your community or with siblings that revolve around a shared vision or seeking higher knowledge. On the inside, this is about finding your confident voice within your close groups or to speak up for your ideas, your ideals, or shared ideals, leading to a real intellectual connection and understanding. And so one example on how this can play out is your passionate support within a community group might lead to a powerful public talk about positive change, inspiring local engagement. But another example is maybe you have a spontaneous deep conversation or a short trip with a sibling or a close connection or a friend that could lead to a profound, freeing understanding of long-standing differences and can help you build a stronger bond with that person. For my Scorpio risings, you're intense and focused on change naturally. And with Mars, which is your co-ruling planet, transiting in the sign of Leo in your 10th house, your career and public image are filled with strong ambition. This Sagittarius full moon will light up your second house of personal values, money, or your resources, where you find big moments within your resources, seeking freedom by living by your true values. This powerful connection between the full moon as well as Mars right now means that your confident professional actions naturally support your money and your self-worth areas, bringing chances for financial freedom, a fresh look at your values, or a hopeful growth of your resources that truly matches your deeper truth. And so what this could look like for you is your confident actions in your career, your public role, and naturally lead to good financial results or a big breakthrough in how you value yourself at the very least, which feels truly liberating. Psychologically, though, this is about your professional successes, affirming your deepest values, making you feel powerful enough to use your resources for bigger, more genuine purposes. And so a good example on how this can play out is maybe a brave leadership choice at work that shows your strong ethical beliefs could lead to a bonus or a new source of income, allowing you to invest in your personal growth, confirming your efforts with real fulfillment. But another example on how this can play out is you might bravely decide to change your investments or your self-worth to match a more adventurous or charitable outlook, leading to a sense of power and deeper understanding of money or your self-belief as a tool for personal and shared freedom. For my Sagittarius risings, you're adventurous, hopeful, and always seeking truth. This is a big transit for you because guess what? This full moon, you guessed it, is right in your first house. This is all about identity and how you show up to the world. So it's bringing a powerful moment of completion and shining a light on your true self and personal path. Meanwhile, Mars in Leo is pumping some energy into your 9th house of higher learning, travel, and big ideas. Feeling your desire for knowledge and adventure, this is a super important connection for you, Sagittarius rising. That confident urge to explore and grow flows directly into understanding your true self. It's leading to a deeper realization of who you are and what you stand for, giving you a more personal sense of freedom and a clear, strong path forward. And so what this could look like for you is a major turning point in who you are and where you're headed, often linked to profound insights from a big experience or a philosophical breakthrough. And psychologically, this means a powerful moment of becoming your truest self, where your deepest truths become crystal clear, pushing you forward with fearless honesty. And so an example on how this can play out is a recent international trip or a deep dive into a new philosophy might suddenly make your life's purpose so undeniably clear, pushing you to bravely change careers or commit to a long-held adventurous dream that otherwise felt unattainable. But another example is you might feel driven to make a bold public statement or launch a creative project that fearlessly shares your evolved beliefs, inspiring others with your deep honesty and adventurous spirit. For my Capricorn risings, you're known for being responsible, ambitious, and practical, and with Mars and Leo transiting your 8th house, there's an intense, confident passion for dealing with hidden things and big investments or anything that's shared experiences or the intensity of life. This Sagittarius Moon will finish up in your 12th house of the subconscious and spiritual matters, where inner discoveries bring freeing truths. This connection between Mars and the Moon at this time links your deeper inner changes to your private spiritual world. The confident energy you put into shared resources or exploring your mind naturally supports quiet breakthroughs and releases in your subconscious, bringing spiritual truth and a hopeful view of your inner world. And so what this could feel like for you is maybe there's some deep clarity and solutions for hidden worries or old patterns, often through focusing on shared money or close relationships or the intense parts of life. Maybe this all becomes clearer to you, or you start to realize how to break the cycle, if that makes sense. And psychologically, this is about bravely facing and letting go of deep psychological blocks or past burdens, leading to a profound sense of inner calm and freedom. And so an example on how this can play out is maybe you make a brave choice to deal with an old joint financial problem or a deep emotional wound to shared power or even within yourself, and this might unexpectedly free up mental and emotional energy, leading to a sudden freeing spiritual insight or the release of a deep subconscious block. But another example on how this can play out is engaging in therapy or meditation with a confident, open heart, and this could lead to truly expansive understanding of your mind, allowing you to let go of old burdens with optimism and find inner peace through an honest look at your past. For my Aquarius Risings, you stand out for being unique, smart, and caring about humanity. You might seem a little detached, but you guys walk to the beat of your own drum. And with Mars and Leo transiting your 7th house, your relationships or your one-on-one connections feel bold, assertive, and sometimes a little bit dramatic. And this Sagittarius full moon will be taking place in your 11th house of friends, groups, and long-term goals, where your hopes and collective dreams find a freeing conclusion. This social and goal-oriented connection means the confident energy you bring into your partnerships easily flows into your breakthroughs within your friendships and future plans, focusing on shared ideas and group freedom. Your relationships are now supercharging with community involvement, and what this could feel like for you is maybe there's significant finishes or breakthroughs within your social circle or your long-term goals, often tied to shared visions or helping others. Psychologically, though, this is about feeling strong enough to champion shared ideas within your group, leading to a freeing sense of belonging and a purposeful role in something bigger. A good example on how this can play out is maybe there's a passionate discussion within a partnership, could be friendship, could be romantic, which might directly lead into a big breakthrough for a community project or a shared aspiration or even your own dreams, ending in its successful launch and wide recognition, or at least kind of giving you an idea on how to get there. But another example is maybe you're getting unexpected and freeing news through your social network about a new idea that fits your future hopes, and this could inspire you to bravely start a new group to explore these big ideas for everyone's progress. Or maybe there's something about another person who inspires your goal to completely shift in a new direction that feels more passionate to you. And for my Pisces Risings, you're known for being compassionate, intuitive, and imaginative. And with Mars and Leo transiting your 6th house, your daily routines, work, and health are filled with the confident energy at this time. This Sagittarius full moon finishes in your 10th house of career and public image, where your professional life reaches a peak or reveals something bigger than yourself, which could help you seek greater freedom in your life. This connection between the moon and Mars at this time smoothly links your hard work to your public recognition. The confident energy you put into your work and service naturally supports breakthroughs in your career, bringing you a more sense of professional freedom or a platform to share your truth or an adventurous new public path that you're willing to take. And what it could feel like for you is a significant moment or recognition in your career coming directly from your dedicated and brave daily efforts. Psychologically, though, this is about finding a public space to share your intuitive insights and compassionate ideas, leading to a deep sense of professional fulfillment and purpose. And so a good example on how this can play out is your commitment to a new, better work routine might be noticed by others, leading to a promotion or a new, more independent role that lets you teach a more broader philosophy in your field, or to sort of at least enact something that is true to your philosophy, if that makes sense. But another example is you might feel driven to start a new professional project or take on a leadership role that gives you more freedom and visibility, specifically using this platform to share your intuitive insights or compassionate message that really inspires your audience. And so take what resonates with this. If your natal moon is in Aries with moon in Aries, your emotions tend to be direct and incredibly quick. You feel things instantly and you often show them fast, sometimes even through your actions. This full moon in Sagittarius sends a clear signal right to your emotional core, really pushing you to be nothing less than your true self. What you might feel is you'll likely experience a swift rush of brave impatience with any emotional situation that feels stuck. It's a clear inner push to get moving. This can lead to a sudden, bold move or a very open, honest conversation. You might sense a strong, almost physical urge to break free from emotional duties or patterns that just feel limiting to your spirit. And so some guidance at this time is to use that powerful feeling in physical activity. Maybe go for a spirited run or play a high energy sport. And after that, just be brave. Start that conversation that truly needs emotional courage. Your directness, believe it or not, can actually forge really liberating breakthroughs. So focus on clearly saying you need to be emotionally independent in a way that creates new chances instead of just reacting to your environment. If your natal moon is in Taurus, you're naturally very steady, grounded, and somebody who tends to seek security, whether internally or externally. And this full moon brings a peak of feelings related to your core values and your sense of comfort. You may be feeling a brave pull towards emotional experiences that truly align with your internal beliefs, and you might be evaluating what those beliefs are. What you might feel at this time is a powerful but unwavering emotional conviction about a long-held value, leading you to bravely stand firm. You might also feel a deep restlessness about your sense of security, paired with a hopeful vision for a more expansive future. And this could take place either internally or externally, so I would listen to your emotional body at this time. But some guidance for this time is if you feel emotionally rigid, consciously engage with your senses at this time. Cook a comforting meal, spend time in nature, do whatever feels sensually good for you. And bravely consider how a broader perspective can enhance your emotional security and invest in experiences that widen your comfort zone and your horizons. If your moon is in Gemini, this means that your emotional framework is truly wired for communication and inquiry in some way. You often navigate feelings through thinking, analyzing, and talking things out. This full moon is going to fill your emotional world with a burst of communication, really urging you to seek mental and emotional clarity. What you might feel at this time is you're likely to find yourself drawn into lively, thoughtful conversations about your emotional beliefs, as if new ideas are sparking inside of you through dialogue, truly seeking deeper understanding through an exchange of ideas. So expect a sudden flow of insights about your emotional patterns, potentially pushing you to write or to talk or to explore your feelings in a way to gain a wider perspective. And some guidance for you at this time is if your thoughts or your emotions start to feel a little bit overwhelming, try externalizing them by writing them down or recording a voice note, and use this time to bravely express your emotional boundaries or say things you haven't said before, doing so in a smart, clear, or engaging way. And also look for new ideas that give you fresh ways to see your emotional experiences. If your moon is in Cancer means your emotional core is incredibly sensitive, deeply intuitive, and truly seeks profound security, often strongly linked to home or your past experiences. This full moon brings a significant emotional realization about your sense of belonging and foundational safety. What you might feel is that you might experience an intense, almost gut-level longing for emotional independence within family relationships or friendships or even within yourself. Feeling a deep need to breathe freely within your bonds, along with a strong inner push to break free from old patterns that no longer serve you. Maybe a brave emotional truth about your roots or your heritage could emerge, leading to a big change in your emotional foundation, even if it feels a little unsettling at first. Some guidance at this time is if emotional intensity feels a little bit too much, cultivate a deeply comforting, safe personal space at home for quiet reflection at this time. Bravely rethink what true emotional safety means to you just beyond the physical comfort, choosing connections or ideas or whatever resonates that genuinely help your emotions grow and expand. With natal moon in Leo, your emotional expression is naturally very warm, proud, and truly needs to be seen and valued. This full moon, especially with Mars in Leo, is like a bright spotlight on your emotional courage. What you might feel at this time is you might make a big, truly authentic emotional declaration where your heart simply must speak its truth, bravely asserting your need to be seen for who you truly are. This could lead to a very freeing breakthrough in a key relationship or a creative project, and anticipate a rush of emotional inspiration tied to a creative endeavor or a romantic pursuit, potentially pushing you to take bold, confident action that culminates in immense joy and a profound sense of self-fulfillment. But some guidance for you at this time is to channel any intense emotions into a creative output. Maybe paint or sing or dance or perform, do whatever resonates, and use this powerful time to bravely lead with your heart, expressing your emotional needs with both confidence and generosity. Seek to be recognized not just for what you achieve, but for the courage and authenticity of your emotional being. With Moon in Virgo, this suggests an emotional processing style that's analytical, practical, and often seeks to understand and, in quotations, solve discomfort or worry. This full moon is illuminating what genuinely supports your emotional well-being and daily routine. What you might feel at this time is you might find yourself bravely examining a long-standing emotional habit or worry, like clearly seeing the pieces of a puzzle that you need to solve, leading to a truly liberating breakthrough where you can adopt a more open and hopeful approach to your emotional health. Expect sudden clarity on how your daily environment might be impacting your emotions, potentially pushing you to bravely reorganize routines or clear out mental or physical spaces that just don't help your emotional freedom anymore. And some guidance for you at this time is when your emotions feel a little bit overwhelming, try to organize your feelings by making a list or a plan. Bravely trust your gut feelings, going beyond just analyzing everything, and try things that help you let go of emotional perfectionism, allowing for a more accepting view of all of your feelings, even the ones that you might consider imperfect. If your natal moon is in Libra, with Moon in Libra, this implies an emotional system that truly seeks balance and harmony through connections with others. This full moon is highlighting your desire for liberating truth within your most important relationships. And what you might feel at this time is you might experience a bold yet balanced emotional breakthrough in a partnership where speaking your truth feels like bringing true harmony to the connection. You bravely may express a long-held need for more mental freedom or shared exploration of ideas, but also anticipate a sudden sense of hopeful clarity on how to balance your needs with others, potentially pushing you to set boundaries with grace but firmness, freeing yourself from emotional obligations that no longer feel right. And some guidance at this time is if emotional tension comes up, use your natural sense of diplomacy to help facilitate open dialogue, but always make sure you own your own emotional needs and that they aren't overlooked. Bravely speak your emotional truth in relationships or within yourself, trusting that real harmony arises from being authentic to yourself, not just doing what you think is going to create the path of least resistance. Your moon in Scorpio indicates a deep, intense, and often private emotional landscape, truly oriented towards profound transformation. This full moon is bringing an emotionally freeing culmination related to hidden truths and power dynamics within your own psyche. What you might feel at this time is you might experience a powerful, almost spiritual, emotional release tied to a past wound or hidden fear. A feeling of deep layers lifting from your spirit, essentially, leading to a profound sense of freedom and a hopeful acceptance of your inner strength. Expect sudden clarity about maybe financial or intimate power dynamics at this time, potentially pushing you to bravely state your emotional limits or put your emotional energy towards what you truly value. And some guidance at this time is when emotions come up or when strong emotions come up, engage in deep processing activities like journaling, therapy, or even quiet reflection, and bravely face emotional truths that have been hidden. This full moon truly supports you in releasing old emotional burdens, allowing for a deep change that brings greater emotional freedom. With Moon in Sagittarius, your emotional engine runs on optimism, adventure, and big philosophical ideas. And this full moon directly activates your core, bringing a powerful high point in your emotional journey towards freedom and truth. What you might feel at this time is you might experience a profound, almost spiritual, emotional realization about your life's purpose or a belief you've held for a very long time, like a sudden, bright understanding dawning within you. This could lead to a brave decision to start a new emotional journey that matches your highest ideals of freedom and truth. But also expect a rush of emotional inspiration to share your personal beliefs or experiences, potentially pushing you to confidently express feelings that open new ways to connect and broaden others' views as well as your own views. And some guidance for you at this time is if emotions feel scattered or a little bit overly optimistic or even a little bit pessimistic, depending on how you're doing right now, ground yourself with some physical activity or connect with nature. But also embrace the urge for emotional adventure, but with a clear sense of a purpose. Bravely commit to relationships or life paths that genuinely offer true emotional growth and expand what you understand about intimacy and truth. If your natal moon is in Capricorn, this means that your emotions are often reserved, practical, and seek control or clear outcomes or stability in some way. And this full moon is bringing strong feelings about your sense of authority, responsibility, and emotional maturity. What you might feel at this time is you might make a brave emotional decision to set new boundaries at work or assert your emotional needs within your public role or even within your internal world or in your internal self, feeling a quiet strength as you define your space. This could lead to a freeing shift in your life path that aligns with a deeper sense of self and purpose, but also expect sudden clarity about emotional responsibility that you've been carrying, potentially pushing you to bravely let it go, realizing that true emotional maturity means knowing what's truly yours to carry and what isn't. Some guidance at this time is if emotions feel overwhelming, lean on your practical side and make a step-by-step plan for addressing them. Bravely rethink your emotional goals as well and challenge any emotional limits you've placed on yourself and allow for more optimism and deeper understanding in your emotional growth, trusting that true maturity includes emotional freedom. If your natal moon is in Aquarius, your emotions are often driven by ideas. You truly value fairness and big picture humanitarian ideals. You might be a little bit detached as well, depending, but that's not everybody. And this full moon is bringing strong feelings about your ideals, friendships, and your long-term goals in some way. And what you might feel at this time is you might have a passionate realization about needing a more intellectual or a wider sense of freedom within your life purpose in some way, feeling an undeniable urge to express your unique perspective. This can lead to a brave statement of your authentic emotional needs at this time, but also expect sudden clarity about a long-term goal or a long-term emotional goal that's tied to a cause that's important for you, potentially pushing you to bravely start a project or work with others that truly share with your values, leading to a feeling of collective emotional freedom or a sense of internal purpose. And some guidance for you at this time is if your emotions feel a little bit too strong, take a mental step back to process them objectively, but also bravely allow yourself to feel and express your unique emotional truth, even if it feels a little bit weird or scary or you don't want to feel it. But also seek out groups or ideas that encourage your emotional independence and support your exploration of ideas. And if your moon is in Pisces, this means that you're often compassionate, intuitive, and very, very imaginative. you can pick up on others' feelings so incredibly easily. And this full moon is bringing strong feelings about your career or your public image or your overall life direction if we're looking from a derivative astrology perspective, but it's just bringing strong feelings about your purpose in life in general. And what you might feel is you might have a deep, almost spiritual, emotional realization about your calling, as if a gentle inner voice is guiding you towards a bigger purpose. This could lead to a brave decision to follow a path that genuinely matches your compassionate or creative values and intuitive understanding of the world, even if it's a little less traditional. But also expect a rush of emotional clarity about what role you want to play in this life, but also what roles you're kind of playing that don't align with you, potentially pushing you to bravely express your desire for more freedom and truth within your identity. And some guidance at this time is when emotions feel overwhelming or confusing, do creative or spiritual things like meditation, art, or music, whatever makes you kind of feel a little bit loose and safe. Do whatever it takes to ground yourself, but also bravely bring your intuition and compassion into your expression to the world. Use your empathy to understand bigger truths and share your unique vision with the world, allowing for emotional fluidity, but also spiritual authenticity. If your moon is in your first house, your emotions feel incredibly personal and show up directly in how you are and how you act. This full moon is shining a bright light on your emotional identity, pushing for freedom and authenticity in who you are. You might feel a sudden, brave surge of confidence to express a core emotional truth about yourself, like a clear inner voice urging you to stand tall in who you are. This can lead to a freeing change in your personal image or in how you bravely start new projects. You might also notice a deep restlessness with any emotional dishonesty in your personal expression, pushing you to redefine your public self to better match your understanding of your personal freedom. If strong emotions feel too much at this time, channel them into physical activity or direct action on a personal project. Embrace the urge to boldly show your most authentic emotional self. This is such a powerful time to become more emotionally true to yourself. With Moon in your second house, your emotions are deeply connected to feeling secure in your self-worth and what you value. This full moon brings emotional clarity about these personal values. You feel courageous, or you'll feel a courageous need for emotional freedom and how you earn and what truly makes your life feel richer. You might feel a powerful emotional conviction about your self-worth, a deep knowing of your inherent value that demands to be honored, or this could lead to a brave decision to ask for like a higher salary, for example, in your work, or to find new ways to earn money or self-worth in some way that align with your deep values of independence and freedom. You could also experience a deep and freeing emotional realization about your relationship with money and value in some way, pushing you to bravely invest in experiences or knowledge instead of just physical things, as you understand that they can bring you greater emotional value. And so if money worries at this time or at any time are a cause of emotional stress, or if there's problems with self-belief, return to your core values at this time. Focus on gratitude and plan practical steps to align your resources with your deeper hopes. Bravely redefine what true wealth means to you beyond just the material things, and this full moon helps you to put emotional energy into building resources that genuinely add to your sense of personal freedom. If your moon is in the third house, your emotions often are expressed through words or your daily interactions in some way. This full moon brings a peak of feelings about your communication and your immediate environment. You'll feel a courageous need for mental freedom and truth in how you express yourself each day. You might experience a bold yet enthusiastic emotional breakthrough in a conversation with someone that you know very closely where you're speaking your truth. It just must happen. You just do it, you know? And this can free up a long-standing way of communicating. You might also feel a sudden hopeful urge to explore new ideas or local places, pushing you to bravely try new learning opportunities or short trips that broaden your emotional understanding of your immediate surroundings. There's a siren outside that I hope you can't hear. Oh well, we're going to keep going. But if you're overwhelmed by too much information or scattered thoughts at this time, take a short walk or have like a focused, brief conversation just to get things a little clear, and bravely speak your emotional truth within your daily interactions. Seek out new ideas and conversations that broaden your intellectual and emotional horizons. If your natal moon is in your 4th house, this means that your emotions are deeply connected to feeling like you belong, or your home, or your family, or your innermost security. And this full moon culminates in a deep emotional waking about these very areas of your life, pushing for freedom and a new definition of what these things mean to you. And you might experience an intense or almost spiritual longing for emotional independence within your home life or your living situation in some way, or a deep yearning for your personal space to feel authentically yours. This could lead to a brave or deep discussion or a bold decision to redefine boundaries that no longer support your emotional freedom. You may also gain a sudden hopeful clarity about your ancestral background or family patterns, leading to a freeing emotional release and a deeper acceptance of your family line, allowing you to create a home or a sense of home within yourself that truly reflects your evolving truth. So when emotions feel overwhelming, retreat at this time to a place that feels safe to you. Do comforting activities that help you feel grounded and secure, and bravely redefine what emotional home means for you. This full moon supports bold decisions that create a more authentic, expansive emotional foundation, even if that means challenging the things that were once very traditional or true security meaning for you. If your moon is in your 5th house, your emotions are connected to playful expression, being noticed, and your personal joy. This full moon brings a powerful emotional peak about your personal joy, creativity, or romantic self-expression. You'll feel a courageous need for emotional freedom in how you express your passions. You might experience a significant yet deeply authentic emotional breakthrough within a creative project where your emotions surge, ready to infuse your art with a new life and meaning. You may bravely add a profound truth or a personal sense of adventure to it, leading to a deep sense of joyful liberation and recognition. You could also feel a surge of emotional courage within a romantic connection, pushing you to make a grand yet sincere gesture or express a deep feeling that leads to a shared journey or a mental or spiritual discovery. And so channel strong emotions in a way that brings you joy at this time, but also bravely allow your emotions to fuel your creative endeavors and romantic pursuits, because this full moon supports taking brave emotional risks that lead to greater personal freedom and joy. If your moon is in your 6th house, this means that your emotions are connected to your well-being, getting things done, and how you contribute to society or your life or yourself each day. This full moon brings emotional clarity about your daily well-being, work routines, as well as how you serve. You'll feel a courageous need for emotional freedom in your everyday life. You might make a brave emotional decision to redefine your work-life balance, feeling a clear pull to reshape your day-to-day to better serve your inner truth. This could mean looking for a role or a routine that offers more independence and aligns with a broader understanding of your health or your professional contribution, so take what resonates. Or you could also experience a sudden hopeful realization about a health or a wellness practice, pushing you to bravely adopt a new, more adventurous approach to your well-being that genuinely supports your emotional freedom. And so if stress or worry about routines comes up, focus on practical steps at this time, but allow for flexibility. Do mindful activities that combine physical and emotional well-being in consideration to how you can take care of yourself, but also bravely make changes in your daily life that lead to greater emotional freedom and alignment with your values. And also look for work and health practices that feel meaningful and expansive. If your moon is in your 7th house, your emotions are connected to a connection itself and finding balance with others or the idea of others, especially within one-on-one connections. And this full moon brings a powerful emotional peak related to your closest relationships. You'll feel a courageous need for emotional freedom and truth within these bonds. You might experience a strong emotional breakthrough within your key partnerships, a moment where holding back is no longer a thing that you can do, and clear communication emerges. You bravely express a desire for more mental or philosophical freedom within your bonds or within your idea of bonds, leading to deeper bonds if you do bond with others, built on mutual respect for individual truths. You might also gain a sudden clarity about an imbalance in a relationship or your idea of relationships, pushing you to bravely set a boundary or have a freeing conversation that redefines the terms of these connections, aligning it with your authentic emotional needs. And so if these tensions come up, use your natural diplomatic skills for open, honest conversations and focus on clearly communicating your emotional needs rather than avoiding them. But also bravely seek partners who challenge you to grow emotionally and mentally. This full moon fully supports freeing relationship dynamics that encourage mutual respect and greater emotional freedom. If your moon's in your 8th house, this means that emotions are intense, connected to power dynamics, deep change, and what's hidden. This full moon brings an emotionally freeing peak related to these deep truths, shared power dynamics, and your inner psychological world. You might experience a powerful, almost spiritual emotional release related to the past, a past betrayal, a shared money issue, or your hidden emotional world, feeling a profound unburdening as you confront what's been held deep within. This leads to a deep sense of freedom and a hopeful acceptance of your inner strength and ability to bounce back. You could also gain a sudden hopeful clarity about an intimate power dynamic or a joint financial effort, pushing you to bravely assert your emotional boundaries or follow a path that empowers you to align your emotional resources with your core values and a deeper truth. And so when strong emotions surface, do activities that allow for deep, safe processing, such as therapy, journaling, whatever resonates, or spiritual practices, and avoid quick emotional reactions. Take your time to understand the root cause of your reactions and bravely face emotional truths that have been hidden. This full moon supports letting go of old emotional burdens, leading to deep change and greater emotional freedom. With your moon in your 9th house, your emotions are connected to seeking meaning and higher learning, travel, and philosophy. This full moon directly activates your emotional core, bringing a powerful high point in your emotional journey towards liberation and truth through knowledge and exploration. You might experience a profound, almost spiritual, emotional realization about your life's purpose or a long-held belief, like a sudden, bright understanding dawning within your spirit, pointing you towards a bigger path. This could lead to a courageous decision to start a new emotional journey that matches your highest ideas of freedom and truth, perhaps through travel, advanced education, take what resonates. And you might also feel a surge of emotional inspiration to share your personal philosophy or experiences, pushing you to confidently express your feelings in ways that you've never done before and that connect and expand others' perspectives. And so if emotions are feeling scattered or overly optimistic or even overly pessimistic, ground yourself by focusing on one area of planning concrete steps towards your desired adventure. Embrace this, but with a clear purpose, but also bravely commit to intellectual pursuits or experiences that offer true emotional growth and expand your understanding of life's bigger truths. If moon is in your 10th house, your emotions are connected to your career, public image, or life direction. And this full moon brings emotional peaks about your professional life and how you show up in the world. You'll feel a courageous push to show emotional truth and authenticity within your public role. You might make a brave decision to redefine your professional boundaries or state your emotional needs in a public role, feeling a quiet strength. As you take charge of your professional narrative, this could lead to a freeing shift in your career path that aligns with a deeper sense of personal integrity and purpose. You might also experience a sudden clarity about a public image or professional role that feels inauthentic to you, pushing you to bravely express your desire for more freedom and truth within this identity, leading to a freeing shift in how you present yourself to the world and what you aim to achieve. And so if work pressures are causing emotional stress at this time, approach challenges with your natural sense of responsibility, but also allow for emotional release. Seek professional guidance if needed, and bravely reevaluate your career path to ensure it aligns with your evolving emotional truths and core values. Courageously pursue professional opportunities that offer greater freedom and purpose. With your moon in your 11th house, your emotions are connected to friends, groups, social causes, or long-term goals. Take what resonates. And this full moon brings an emotional highlight about your ideals, your friendships, and your group goals. You'll feel a powerful need for emotional freedom and authenticity within your social circles and your long-term plans. You might experience a strong emotional realization about the need for more mental or philosophical freedom within your social circle, or a clear inner calling to connect with others on a deeper, more truthful level. And this can lead to a brave statement of your authentic emotional needs, or a decision to connect with groups that truly resonate with your expansive worldview and humanitarian ideals. You might also feel a sudden clarity about a long-term emotional goal related to a humanitarian or social cause, pushing you to bravely start a project or collaboration that expresses your values, leading to a feeling of shared emotional liberation and purpose. And so if group dynamics cause emotional overwhelm, take a step back and process these feelings objectively. Channel emotional energy into intellectual discussions about ideas of working together for a cause. Bravely allow yourself to feel and express your unique emotional truth within your social circles, and look for friends and groups that encourage your emotional independence and support your exploration of ideas and big vision. And if your natal moon's in your 12th house, this means your emotions are often kept inside, connected to your subconscious, spirituality, and the deeper human experience. This full moon brings an emotional peek about your inner world, subconscious patterns, and spiritual life. You'll feel a courage to push, to understand, and integrate hidden emotional truths. You might experience a deep, almost mystical emotional realization about the subconscious pattern or a spiritual truth that you currently have, feeling a profound shift as hidden aspects of yourself gently surface for understanding. This can lead to a brave decision to release an old emotional burden or embrace a new spiritual practice that offers deep freedom. You might also gain a sudden hopeful clarity about a hidden self-sabotaging emotional habit that you have, pushing you to bravely bring it to light, perhaps through therapy or deep meditation, leading to a freeing emotional transformation and a more aware approach to your inner world. But when emotions feel overwhelming or confusing, prioritize alone time and spiritual practices like meditation, dream journaling, or creative expression through processed feelings. Bravely explore your inner world and subconscious at this time as well, because this full moon supports bravely facing hidden fears and letting go of old emotional patterns, leading to a deep spiritual freedom and a hopeful connection to your inner wisdom. If your natal Jupiter's in Aries, your growth comes from taking bold and direct action. You thrive when you initiate new things and aren't afraid to lead. Opportunities often appear when you step forward with courage. Think of it like this: your optimism ignites when you try new things. This full moon encourages you to bravely start new intellectual journeys or significant personal endeavors, aligning with a broader sense of truth. You grow by stepping into leadership roles that truly resonate with your convictions and by welcoming fresh starts. So don't wait for an invitation, just go for it at this time. If your natal Jupiter is in Taurus, you expand by building solid security and appreciating what's tangible. Your progress often comes through patience and practical efforts. Your optimism is rooted in stability and things that last. This full moon invites you to broaden your understanding of security, connecting it with deeper values and a philosophical outlook. Growth comes from patiently nurturing resources that align with your principles and investing in experiences that offer lasting but truthful value to you. Prioritize growth at this time that's sustainable and reflects what you truly care about. If your natal Jupiter is in Gemini, your growth often comes through learning, exchanging ideas, and engaging intellectually. Opportunities arise from making connections and sharing what you know. Curiosity and diverse perspectives fuel your optimism. This is an especially potent time for you as Jupiter is currently transiting Gemini, although it's going to be in Cancer by the time this video ends, but this amplifies your natural inclinations around this time. This full moon empowers you to broaden your knowledge through adventurous inquiry and to share your insights with assurance. Growth comes from exploring a wide range of ideas and having stimulating conversations that lead to greater understanding. So ask expansive questions and share your voice. It has a powerful, expanding effect at this time. If your natal Jupiter is in Cancer, then by the time the full moon happens, transit Jupiter is going to be in Cancer, making it your Jupiter return. Woohoo! And you tend to grow through nurturing or emotionally resonant connections, emotional depth, and establishing secure foundations. And so opportunities for you often arise through going after things that emotionally resonate with you, perhaps like an inner sense of security and also insightful intuition. Your optimism is rooted in a strong sense of belonging. And so this is going to be especially amplified for you at this time, and maybe your path will become clear because this full moon is going to encourage you to expand your sense of emotional security to include more freedom and a greater sense of purpose. Growth for you comes from bravely communicating your needs and creating a space that supports your adventurous spirit and quest for truth. And so nurture your core well-being and gently expand your comfort zone. You are being invited to do it, and at this time you may know how to do it. If your natal Jupiter is in Leo, you naturally grow confidently by confidently expressing yourself. If you're not doing that, then you're not growing as much as you can, but also by leading creatively and inspiring others. Opportunities often appear when you embrace your unique talents. Joyful recognition fuels your optimism. This full moon brings a surge of confident energy to elevate your creative pursuits and self-expression, particularly those that champion a cause or a truth. And growth comes from boldly sharing your authentic light and inspiring others through your genuine truth. So at this time, don't hesitate to share your unique talents and lead with your heart. You're being invited to do so. If your natal Jupiter is in Virgo, your growth often comes through practical application, refining details, and offering valuable service. Opportunities tend to appear when you plan meticulously and are genuinely helpful. Your optimism is rooted in making tangible improvements. This full moon encourages you to expand your purpose through meaningful service and daily routines that align with a broader and ethical outlook and a quest for greater efficiency in your life. Growth comes from courageously honing in your abilities and implementing practical enhancements that serve a larger, truthful goal. So focus on improvements that serve a meaningful goal for you at this time. If your natal Jupiter is in Libra, you tend to grow through your connections, seeking balance and fairness. As cliche as it sounds, it's kind of true. But that balance and fairness can look different for you. Opportunities often arise through collaborations and advocating for what's equitable. Mutual understanding fosters your optimism, and this full moon encourages you to expand your relationships in the way that you sort of diplomatically navigate through the world to include more greater intellectual freedom and philosophical alignment, especially concerning justice and truth. And for you, growth comes from bravely seeking truth in your partnerships, in how you sort of diplomatically go through the world, and advocating for justice that serves a broader vision of harmony and fairness. So at this time, seek mutual growth and advocate for what feels true to you. If your natal Jupiter is in Scorpio, you tend to grow through profound transformation, deep exploration, and uncovering hidden insights. Opportunities often arise from shared resources or the deeper parts of life, and also navigating challenges and digging in deep to the psyche as well. Regeneration fuels your optimism, and this full moon empowers you to expand your understanding of life's deeper complexities and how you relate to it. So figure out where you kind of stand within the truths that you're trying to uncover. But seeking out hidden truths is a major thing for you at this time, because growth comes from bravely confronting underlying truths and engaging in meaningful personal transformation that leads to deeper wisdom. So don't shy away from intricate truths. They hold the key to your development at this time, and you will be especially attuned to them. If your natal Jupiter is in Sagittarius, big time for you. Full moon's going to be in the sign of your Jupiter. You grow through expansive experiences, higher learning, and philosophical inquiry. Opportunities often come from either travel or education and an inherent sense of optimism. If you're learning, you're good to go. If you're going after an experience that helps you learn, you're good to go. Because optimism is often your natural state when you're living in alignment. And this full moon is in your sign, like I said, making it an exceptionally potent period for you, amplifying your natural inclination for growth and freedom. You'll likely experience a powerful surge to expand your personal philosophy and fearlessly champion your truths. So dream big at this time and welcome the uncharted. That's where your growth lies. If your natal Jupiter is in Capricorn, you tend to grow through disciplined effort, strategic foresight, and building solid structures around you. Opportunities often arise from diligence and taking responsibility for your life and grabbing the bull by the horns. Achievement sort of grounds your optimism in some ways, and this full moon encourages you to expand your professional or your goal-setting influence and long-term vision to include broader ethical considerations and a search for a higher purpose, meaning you're probably here sitting and wondering, what am I supposed to do with my life? It might come to you at this time, because growth comes from dedicated efforts to build frameworks that support greater freedom and truth. And if you're even thinking about wanting this, trust me, it's going to come to you, because that's already past step one. And so at this time, plan with purpose and lead with conviction. If your natal Jupiter is in Aquarius, you tend to grow through innovation, humanitarian ideals, and collaborative action. So opportunities often arise from thinking outside the box, group endeavors, and supporting social causes, or at least being a little bit innovative. Is that the right word? Yeah, be a little bit innovative. Collective advancement fuels your optimism, so this full moon empowers you to expand your humanitarian vision and social connections, or how you want to connect socially, championing new ideas and philosophical advancements. Growth comes from fearlessly championing, I can't even say that word, championing, I think that's the right word, innovative ideas and collaborating with like-minded groups for expansive causes. So at this time, innovate bravely and advocate for progress, whatever that looks like for you. And if your natal Jupiter is in Pisces, you tend to grow through compassion, intuition, and spiritual connection. Opportunities often arise from selfless contributions and imaginative pursuits, or at least pursuing your creative vision in some way. Universal unity inspires your optimism. That's an important thing to remember. And this full moon encourages you to expand your spiritual understanding and creative expression, particularly through exploring universal truths. Growth comes from courageously trusting your intuition and embracing compassionate service that aligns with higher vision. So trust your inner guidance at this time. It's a powerful compass for meaningful growth. If your natal Jupiter is in your first house, this relates to your personal presence, sense of self, and how you naturally begin things. This full moon powerfully ignites your personal evolution, encouraging you to embody your deepest beliefs and expand your identity with courage and a thirst for truth. Opportunities for expressing who you are and taking the lead will directly foster your personal unfolding at this time. So pay attention to things that kind of spark that within you. And at this time, also be genuinely bold and embrace being seen at this time, because your growth was meant to be visible, or at the very least true to yourself. And by going after things that feel authentic to yourself, you'll be maximizing on this energy to the best of your ability. If your natal Jupiter is in your second house, this involves your personal values, income, and your self-worth. This full moon invites you to broaden your financial or self-worth perspective and redefine your sense of worth through an optimistic and thoughtful lens, even if things are a little tough. And so opportunities for growth arise from making brave choices about earning and investing, either literally or metaphorically, to things that align with your higher values and your desire for freedom and deeper meaning. So make financial or self-worth decisions that resonate with your deepest belief, and also invest in things that truly enrich your spirit. If your natal Jupiter is in your third house, this includes communication, local travel, everyday learning, and how you interact with your immediate environment. This full moon empowers you to expand your intellectual horizons and communicate your insights with confidence within your immediate surroundings, seeking out diverse perspectives. Opportunities arise through engaging conversations, sharing knowledge, and local discoveries that broaden your understanding and lead to greater truths. So at this time, you're being encouraged to share your voice, learn, be the ultimate student, because your words and your discoveries have so much power to inspire and broaden not only yourself, but also others. If your natal Jupiter is in your fourth house, this covers your home, your family, your roots, and your emotional foundation. So this full moon encourages you to expand your idea of emotional security and belonging to include greater freedom and philosophical depth within your home, your family life, or your emotional roots. It could be within, or it could be a literal home. And so opportunities might arise to move to a place that offers more freedom, whether literally or metaphorically, and that also aligns with your philosophical ideals. So create an expansive home and approach family dynamics or innermost dynamics with optimism and a desire for authentic connection. And I know sometimes family's tough. If this so happens to be you, this can mean chosen family or your connection to your roots. If your natal Jupiter is in your fifth house, this relates to your creativity, self-expression, and personal joy. This full moon encourages you to expand your creative self-expression, your romantic life, and pursuit of joy with philosophical depth and genuine authenticity. Opportunities for growth arise through bold artistic endeavors, passionate connections, and playful experiences that liberate your spirit and reveal deeper truths. So if you feel called towards anything related to this at this time emotionally, you're being encouraged to go for it. But also express yourself boldly and take meaningful risks at this time for the sake of joy, because you're meant to find your happiness. You're meant to chase it, and whatever that happiness is for you might become clearer during this full moon. If your natal Jupiter is in your sixth house, this covers your daily routines, your work, and your health. This full moon encourages you to expand your daily life, your work, and your health routines to align with a broader, more ethical philosophy of well-being, whether with yourself or with others, and contribution, whether with yourself or others. This could be internal, could be external. Opportunities might arise to implement a new innovative system in your workplace or your daily routine that not only boosts efficiency, but also aligns with a deeper ethical standard and purpose. Maybe it's time to stop burning yourself out or to use your energy wisely, And at this time, you're being encouraged to serve with intention and optimize for freedom. If your natal Jupiter is in your seventh house, this includes partnerships, marriage, and significant one-on-one relationships, whether friendships, platonic, work people, you name it. And this full moon encourages you to expand your relationships or your idea of relationships to include greater intellectual freedom, shared philosophical exploration, and mutual truth seeking. And so opportunities might arise to form new collaborations that champion a cause related to freedom, truth, or a philosophical ideal. So if you're talking to people, or if you're starting to think about what you want in relationships and these themes kind of resonate, make a note of it and go towards what is true to you. But also seek mutual enrichment and champion fairness with honesty in your relationships or your idea of them, but also stay true to yourself as well. That's the biggest reminder. If your natal Jupiter is in your 8th house, this involves shared resources, intimacy, and personal transformation and power dynamics. This full moon empowers you to expand your understanding of life's deeper mysteries, shared power dynamics, and your own psychological landscape, seeking out profound insights. Opportunities might arise to invest in a shared financial venture or research complex subjects that reveal hidden truths. So if any of these resonate at this time, really listen to it, listen to what you believe in and go towards it. But also embrace depth and trust the process of transformation. It leads to powerful renewal and understanding for you at this time. If your natal Jupiter is in your 9th house, this covers higher learning, distant travel, philosophy, but expansion. Anything that's in the 9th house, it expands from the outside and comes back to you. And this full moon is kind of in line exactly with what the 9th house represents, making it an exceptionally potent period for you, amplifying your inherent drive for growth and freedom. And you'll likely experience a powerful urge to expand your personal philosophy and fearlessly champion your truths through education or exploration. And so if anything like this is calling for you at this time, just go for it. Make a plan first, obviously, but go for it. Seek wisdom continuously, but also explore fearlessly. Adventures are your natural path to growth, and more may open up for you at this time as long as you keep your eyes open. If your natal Jupiter is in the 10th house, this includes your career, public image, and overall life direction. This full moon encourages you to expand your professional influence and public image to include a broader, more philosophical and ethical consideration. Or let's say you're not where you want to be in terms of your professional goals. It might sort of shift your goals in a direction that more embodies something that's authentic to you, and it will also embody your highest sense of truth. Opportunities might arise to take on a highly visible leadership role that allows you to implement policies or projects that align with a broader or more ethical vision for society, at least through your lens. But also even internally, you might want to go towards visions that sort of more align with your personal goals and your personal vision for what society should look like or what your life should look like within that society. And so at this time, lead with vision and build a legacy of integrity, but most importantly, of purpose. If your natal Jupiter is in the 11th house, this involves your friendships, the groups you belong to, and long-term aspirations. This full moon empowers you to expand your humanitarian vision, your social connections, but also your goals within society. But also it encourages you to seek out groups or causes that sort of champion expansive ideas and truths for you. Opportunities might arise to lead or to significantly contribute to a social movement or a groundbreaking community project that aligns with your philosophical ideals, or maybe you'll just get closer to friends on shared beliefs or vision. That's a literal definition of that. Or at the very least, you might develop your idea of what society should look like or what kind of society you want to see, and you might be more willing to go towards what will give you that. And so at this time, innovate for the collective, innovate for yourself, but also champion ideals that are futuristic and aligned with your beliefs. And if your natal Jupiter is in your 12th house, this pertains to your subconscious, hidden aspects, spirituality, self-reflection, and transcendence. This full moon encourages you to expand your spiritual understanding and compassion through introspection and connection to universal truths. So if you feel called to sort of introspect more at this time, and your introspection is leading you to like new but more expansive conclusions, go towards that and lean into it a little bit. Because growth comes from courageously exploring your inner world, allowing your imagination to explore profound philosophical and spiritual truths. And at this time, trust your inner guidance. It's a powerful compass for meaningful soul level growth.